In today's world, it is almost impossible to separate our daily lives from the digital realm. From social media updates and online shopping to using smart devices at home, the digital age has intertwined with our routine so seamlessly that we hardly pause to consider what it means for our privacy. This transformation raises the question, is privacy dead in the digital age? To answer that, we need to understand how our perception of privacy has evolved and what we can do to maintain it despite the challenges posed by the digital environment. Privacy used to mean keeping aspects of your personal life hidden from others. It was straightforward and manageable when most interactions were face-to-face and data was stored physically. But now, with the rise of the internet, data is gathered, analyzed, and even sold on an unprecedented scale. Companies collect data to enhance user experiences, governments track information for security purposes, and countless apps demand permissions that many of us grant without a second thought. The amount of personal information available online is staggering, from names and addresses to behavioral patterns and even biometric data. It's not surprising that some experts argue privacy is a thing of the past. Yet saying privacy is dead is an oversimplification. While our understanding of it has changed, there are still measures we can take to protect ourselves. We must be aware of the threats that exist, from social media exposure to targeted advertising, and learn how to navigate this new terrain without giving up our right to personal boundaries. For example, think of the common experience of sharing life updates on social media. When we post pictures, share locations, or update our status, we reveal a significant amount about ourselves that can be exploited. It might seem harmless, but this data can be compiled to build a detailed profile. Similarly, smart devices such as voice assistants like Amazon's Alexa or Google Home can capture conversations and transmit data to servers for analysis. This information, while often used to improve functionality, can also be a risk if not managed properly. Consider high-profile data breaches that make the news. Whether it's leaked financial records, healthcare information, or compromised passwords, breaches remind us that data security is fragile. The consequences can range from identity theft to unauthorized transactions and severe personal and financial loss. One essential step is to adopt better digital hygiene. This means practices like using strong, unique passwords for every account, regularly changing them, and storing them securely with password managers. Two-factor authentication, or 2FA, is another simple yet powerful tool that adds an extra layer of security. It works by requiring not just a password, but also a second form of verification, usually a text message or an authentication app. While it may seem like a minor inconvenience, this step can make it much harder for unauthorized users to access your accounts. We should also rethink the information we share. Do you need to provide your exact birth date when signing up for a service? Can you limit what personal details are visible on your social media profiles? By reducing the data available to others, you lower the risk of it being misused. It's not just about public data either. Be mindful of the permissions you grant apps on your phone. Many apps ask for access to your camera, contacts, or location, but they may not need this to function properly. Always review and adjust app settings to avoid oversharing. A more technical approach to maintaining privacy is using tools that enhance anonymity and security. Virtual private networks, or VPNs, are a popular option for those looking to obscure their online presence. A VPN works by encrypting your internet connection and routing it through a server in another location, effectively hiding your real IP address. This makes it harder for websites and hackers to trace your digital activities back to you. Similarly, using privacy-centric web browsers and search engines like Brave or DuckDuckGo can help limit tracking and targeted ads. Encryption is another cornerstone of digital privacy. It ensures that only the intended recipient of a message or file can access its contents. Popular messaging apps like Signal and WhatsApp use end-to-end encryption to keep conversations secure. This means that even if a third party intercepts your messages, they won't be able to read them. However, not all communication tools have this feature, so it's wise to check and choose platforms that prioritize your security. While individual actions can significantly enhance personal privacy, legislation plays a crucial role in protecting users on a larger scale. Regulations like the General Data Protection Regulation, or GDPR, in the European Union and the California Consumer Privacy Act, or CCPA, in the United States, provide frameworks for how companies should collect, handle, and store user data. These laws give consumers more control over their personal information, allowing them to know what data is collected and request its deletion if needed. The existence of such regulations is a testament to the fact that privacy, though under threat, is not dead. Maintaining privacy in the digital age is not just about tools and tactics, it's about awareness. Digital literacy is the foundation of all privacy efforts. The more you understand about online threats, the better equipped you'll be to counteract them. For instance, phishing scams continue to trick even the most careful users. By educating yourself to recognize suspicious emails and messages, you can avoid clicking harmful links that compromise your information. Regularly clearing your browser cookies and reviewing your social media privacy settings can also help reduce how much of your behavior is tracked. Securing your home network is another important aspect. Many people still use default settings on their routers, which can be easily exploited. Changing the default password and updating the firmware can greatly improve the security of your network. It's also a good idea to disable features like remote management if they are not needed, as these can become entry points for hackers. The journey to protecting your privacy in the digital world may seem daunting, but it's essential for reclaiming some control in a space where data is currency. The question isn't whether privacy is dead, but how we can adapt to preserve it. Through consistent and thoughtful action, whether by using technology wisely, educating ourselves, or advocating for stronger legal protections, we can maintain our personal privacy and protect our digital lives.